Welcome to all in the lecture series of functional analysis. Now in this period we see about the question space. We also say that question space is a norm space. So firstly we see the definition of the question space. Let capital Y be a subspace of a vector space X. Then the coset of an element X belongs to capital X with respect to Y. It is denoted by X plus Y and is defined as the set of all V such that V is equals to X plus Y, where Y is the element of capital Y. That means every element of this coset X plus capital Y, it is of the form X. This X is this element and small y, it is the element of capital Y. This is the coset of an element X with respect to the Y. Now on these cosets we define the addition like this. If X plus Y and W plus Y, these are two cosets, then we define the addition X plus Y plus W plus Y, it is equals to X plus W plus Y. This is the addition of the cosets. Now we define the scalar multiplication. Here we take alpha be any scalar. Alpha be any scalar. Then the scalar multiplication of the coset is alpha into X plus Y, that is equals to alpha X plus Y. Now this is the vector addition and scalar multiplication. With this addition and scalar multiplication, the set of all cosets becomes a vector space. That means the cosets constitute an element of a vector space, and this vector space is called as a quotient space. It is denoted by X by Y. This quotient space is denoted by X by Y, and operation addition and scalar multiplication defined on this quotient space is, this is the addition and this is the scalar multiplication. Defining the quotient space, now we show that the quotient space is a non-linear space. The statement of this theorem is that let capital M be a closed subspace, of a non-linear space, capital N. Let norm of X plus M equals to the infimum of norm of X plus small m such that small m belongs to capital M. This is the function defined on the quotient space N by M. Then N by M is a norm-linear space. With the norm defined like this. That is, we have to show. This is the statement of the theorem that quotient space is a norm space. Now here the quotient space N by M, we have to show that it is a norm-linear space with the norm defined like this. As here we say that it is a norm defined on N by M, even though we call it as a norm, but first of all we have to show that the function defined like this on N by M satisfy all the axioms of a norm, and then it becomes a norm on N by M, and our quotient space N by M become a norm linear space. So first of all we have to show that the function defined on coset like this, norm of X plus M, satisfy all the axioms of a norm. So in solution, firstly we have to show that norm of X plus M, it is greater than or equals to 0. That is the first property of a norm. Now here by definition norm of X plus M equals to the infimum of all norm of x plus small m such that small m belongs to capital M. Now here small m is the element of capital M and small x is the element of n. Also here we know that small m, it is a closed subspace of capital N. That means m is a subset of n, and therefore as small m belongs to capital M is a subset of n, implies that small m, it is also the element of n. Therefore here we get x and small m, these are the elements of capital N, and we know that capital N is a vector space. Capital N is a vector space. As capital N is a vector space, that means it is closed with respect to addition, and therefore x plus m belongs to capital N, implies that x plus small m, that is also the element of capital N. Now x plus small m, it is the element of capital N, and here we have to given that capital N is a non-linear space. As capital N is a non-linear space, therefore the norm of x plus m, it is always greater than or equals to 0, because here since capital N is a norm-linear space. Norm-linear space. And therefore here norm of x plus m, it is greater than or equals to 0. Now here we observe that small m be any element of capital M, and capital M is a subset of n, and therefore for all small m belongs to n, we get that m belongs to capital N. That means here for all small m belongs to capital N, x plus small m, it is the element of capital N, and therefore for all m belongs to capital N, norm of xm plus m, it is greater than or equals to 0. It is true for every element of capital M, and therefore it is true for infimum also, and hence we say that infimum of norm of x plus m, that is also greater than or equals to 0. In this way we show the first property. This is nothing but that x plus m, it is greater than or equals to 0. That means the first property of a norm is satisfied. N1 is satisfied. N1 is satisfied, and therefore the function defined like this satisfy the first property of a norm. Now we have to prove the second. Now we have to show the second property of the norm. That is, we have to show that norm of x plus m equals to 0 if and only x plus m, it is equals to 0. Now to prove this, we start with norm of x plus m equals to 0, implies that by using this definition, infimum of norm of x plus small m such that small m belongs to capital M, it is equals to 0. When the infimum is going to 0, that means it implies that by using the definition of infimum, because infimum of any set equals to 0 implies that there exists the sequence an in A such that an converges to 0. That is the definition of the infimum. We are using here this definition. As here infimum of this set is equals to 0 implies that, now once again here the element small x, it is the fixed element, and variable is m, because small m belongs to capital M. Here infimum is also taken over, small m belongs to capital M. Therefore here when we say that infimum of this set is equals to 0, that means it implies that there exists a sequence mk in M such that norm of x plus mk that goes to 0 as k goes to infinity. Now norm of x plus mk goes to 0 implies that x plus mk that goes to 0 as k goes to infinity. Now x plus mk converts to 0, it implies that mk goes to minus x as k goes to infinity. Now mk, here for all k, mk is the element of capital M. For all k, mk is the element of capital M, and also here we have to given that capital M is closed. As capital M is closed, and here mk, it is the sequence in M, and mk converging to minus x, and M is closed. As M is closed, it means it contain all its limit point, and here the sequence mk, that is the sequence in M, and it converges to the minus x, and M is closed. It implies that small x belongs to capital M, because closed set always contain its limit point, and therefore minus x belongs to capital X. Also here we know that capital M is a closed subspace. That means capital M is a subspace, and as capital M is a subspace means capital M is a vector space, and therefore minus x belongs to capital M implies that x also belongs to capital M, because capital M is a vector space, and as it is a vector space, therefore it is closed with respect to scalar multiplication, and therefore minus x belongs to capital M. Therefore minus of minus x, that means this x is written as minus of minus x, that is also the element of capital M, and therefore we are getting that small x belongs to capital M. It implies that norm of x plus m equals to 0 implies that x belongs to capital M. Small x belongs to capital M implies that x plus m, it is equals to m, and this m is nothing but the 0 of n by m. That is norm of x plus m, it is equals to 0 implies that x plus m equals to the 0 of n by m, 0 element of n by m. In this way we prove the first part. When norm of x plus m equals to 0 implies that x plus m equals to the 0 element of n by m. Now conversely we have to show that x plus m equals to m, that is equals to the 0 element of n by m, implies that norm of x plus m equals to 0. That is we have to show. Now for this we start with the x plus m equals to m. As x plus m equals to m, it implies that small x must be the element of capital M, because capital M is a subspace. Subspace means it is a vector space, and therefore here we get that small x belongs to capital X. Now here, as small x belongs to capital M, and therefore for all small m belongs to capital M, x plus small m, it is also the element of capital M, and therefore in the norm of x plus capital M, that is equals to the infimum of all norm of small x plus m such that small m belongs to capital M. Now here norm of x plus small m, that is also the element of capital M. Here we write down for x plus small m, it is equals to y. That means y equals to x plus m, which is the element of capital M. Therefore it is equals to infimum of norm of y such that small m belongs to capital M. Now here we are taking the infimum of all y such that here instead of small m we are writing such that y belongs to capital M. As capital M is a subspace, that means it is a vector space. As it is a vector space, therefore it contains the 0 element, and therefore when we are taking the infimum of all norm of y such that y belongs to capital M, it must be the equals to the singleton 0, that is equals to 0, because here we are taking the infimum of all y where y is the element of capital M, and capital M is a subspace, therefore it contains the 0 element, and therefore this infimum must be 0, and therefore norm of x plus m it is equals to 0 when x plus m equals to 0. In this way we prove that norm of x plus m equals to 0 if and only if x plus m equals to the 0 element of n by m. In this way the second property of a norm is satisfied. Now we have to show the third property of a norm. The third property of a norm, which is the triangle inequality. That means we start with let x plus m comma y plus m be any two elements of n by m. We have to show that norm of x plus m plus y plus m it is lesser than or equals to norm of x plus m plus norm of y plus m. That is we have to show. So for this we start with the norm of x plus m plus y plus m. By definition it is equals to infimum of norm of x. First of all we take the addition of the coset. It is equals to, by using the addition of the coset, it is equals to norm of x plus y plus capital M. And now here we are applying the definition of the norm. It is equals to infimum of norm of x plus y plus m such that small m is the element of capital M. Now we write down this capital M in terms of m1 and m2 as it is equals to infimum of norm of x plus y plus m1 plus m2, where m1 plus m2 equals to small m, and that is the element of capital M. m1 and m2 they are also the element of m1 and m2 they are also the element of capital M. Okay. Now we write down it is equals to infimum of norm of x plus m1 in one bracket plus y plus m2 it is in another bracket such that m1 comma m2 these are the elements of capital M. Now here x comma y comma m1 as x comma y these are the two elements of capital N. Again m1 comma m2 these are the elements of capital M. Capital M is a subset of n, and therefore x, y, m1, m2 these are all the elements of capital N, and capital N is a vector space, and capital N is a norm linear space, and as it is a norm linear space, therefore this is the norm on n, because here x, m1, y, m2 these are all the elements of n, and on n we define the norm. Therefore as it is a norm on n, therefore norm of x plus m1 plus y plus m2 it is lesser than or equals to norm of x plus m1 plus norm of y plus m2. Now using this we write down this here. It is less than or equals to infimum of norm of x plus m1 plus norm of y plus m2, where m1 comma m2 these are the elements of capital M. Now here norm of x plus m1, we know that norm is always greater than or equals to 0. That means it is the absolute value. As it is the absolute value, this is also the absolute value, and we are taking the addition on these absolute values. Therefore, as these are the absolute values, we can separate this infimum. That means it is equals to infimum of norm of x plus m1 such that m1 belongs to capital M plus infimum of norm of y plus m2 such that m2 belongs to capital M. And now by definition it is equals to norm of x plus m plus norm of y plus m. That means we start with the norm of x plus m plus y plus m. It is less than or equals to norm of x plus m plus norm of y plus m. That is norm of x plus m plus y plus m. It is lesser than or equals to norm of x plus m plus norm of y plus m. In this way, the third property of a norm, that is the triangle inequality, is satisfied here. Now we have to prove the last property of a norm. The last property of a norm, it is about the scalar. That means here we have to show that is we have to prove that for any scalar alpha and for x plus capital M belongs to n by m, we have to show that norm of alpha into x plus m, that is equals to mod alpha into norm of x plus m. That is we have to show. To prove this here, we start with norm of alpha into x plus m. It is equals to infimum of norm of alpha into x plus small m such that small m belongs to capital M. Now here x is the element of capital N, small m is the element of capital M. Capital M is a subset of N, and therefore small m is also the element of capital N, and capital N is again a vector space. Therefore here x plus small m, it is the element of capital N. Also capital N is a norm space. Capital N is a norm space. Therefore for the scalar alpha and x plus small m belongs to capital N, norm of alpha into x plus m, it is equals to mod alpha into norm of x plus m. Because here capital N is a norm space, x plus m it is the element of N, and alpha is be any scalar, and in a norm space we know the property of the norm that mod of alpha x, norm of alpha x, it is always equals to mod alpha into norm of x, and therefore by using this property here, norm of alpha into x plus m, that is equals to mod alpha into norm of x plus m. Now using this relation, here we write down it is equals to infimum of mod alpha into norm of x plus small m such that small m belongs to capital M. This infimum is taken over all the elements of capital M, and alpha is independent of this small m, and therefore we can take it out. That is equals to mod alpha into infimum of small m belongs to capital M, norm of x plus small m such that small m belongs to capital M, and it is equals to mod alpha into norm of x plus capital M. In this way we prove the fourth property of a norm, and therefore the quotient space Therefore, quotient space n by m with the norm defined by norm of x plus m, it is equals to infimum of norm of x plus small m such that small m belongs to capital M, is a norm linear space. Is a norm linear space. Now in the second lecture we show that quotient space is a Banach space with some certain condition. We prove it in the next period.